Hey guys, so in today's video I will be doing a bookshelf tour. So my books have been set up in plenty of different ways because I can't make up my mind and I really enjoy organizing my bookshelf. Currently, I am very happy with how they are set up. They are set up in size order pretty much, and they are descending in size as you go lower on the bookshelf. My bookshelf isn't completely full. I guess you'll see that soon. I really like how my bookshelf is set up. Like I said, I had it in alphabetical, I had it in color rainbow, and I really like how it's currently looking. Alright, so let's start with my top shelf. This shelf isn't really a shelf, it's just like the top bit of my bookshelf. So up here I have my Twilight stuff, and I have this vampire blood, this tiny little candle right here. And I thought that was cute, I thought it was fitting. So I have the first book set, and these two are actually softcover, but I put the sleeves on them so they look like hardcover because they're in this box. Then I have Midnight Sun right in the center. I haven't really found an actual proper spot for it, so it's here. Then I have all my hardcover Twilight books. Behind my Midnight Sun, which was here originally, was this box from my Harry Potter box set. And this is actually empty. I just thought it looked really cool. And then up here I have 4 Funkos. I have Hagrid, Hermione, Harry, and Ron. And then I have a platform 9 3/4 ticket. So the next shelf, which is officially my top shelf, I guess. These pretty much are my hardcover books. Mainly, this is like the standard size for hardcover, so they're all up here. First, I have Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. I have not read this. It's the 3rd book in the Crazy Rich Asian series, I think, but I'm not quite sure. I have Moz. I have 1 and 2. I've read the first one. I have not read the second one. I have The Silent Patient. I haven't read this one. Pretty Girls. Haven't read it. The Girl on the Train. I haven't read it, but I've watched the movie and it was pretty good. Wuthering Heights, I have not read it. I kind of plan on reading it, but I mean, it's kind of here just because it's a classic. I have Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay. I have read all 3 of these books. All of them are fantastic. I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel to these books, and I haven't read it yet, but I do plan on reading it sometime before the year ends. Night Books, I have read. It was pretty good. The Fault in Our Stars, I read. Such a great book. Deep Blue, have read it. Not very good. In Another Time, I have not read this book. Sawkill Girls, I haven't read it, but I think that I'm really going to enjoy it. The Come Up, I haven't read, but I think I'm really going to like it because I loved The Hate You Give, which I have read. Made me cry, made me feel some type of way. I haven't seen the movie yet. Always Never Yours, I haven't read. One of Us is Lying, I haven't read. 5 Feet Apart, I have read, and I feel like I read it so quickly that I didn't have time to enjoy it, but I guess it's a quick, feel-good book. The Prophet of Yonwood, I have not read. It is the 3rd book in the City of Ember series. I have this little Funko because I used to have my It book by Stephen King up here, but I don't anymore. I have Annalie in Real Life, Save the Date, Night Witches, The Merciless 3, which is my little sister's book. Actually, I haven't read it, but I have read 1 and 2. Alright, so I have all my Harry Potter books right here, and they're lined up this way because I think that they didn't fit properly the other way, and I liked them better this way, so I set them up this way. This book is just on top because I'm kind of reading it right now, so it's just up there, kind of out of place. I have the Sorting Hat right here, which is actually a Christmas tree ornament that I put on my little personal Christmas tree that I get every year. And then I have the box set of Lord of the Rings, which actually isn't mine, it's my cousin's, but it's here in my bookshelf. I have It by Stephen King. This book is so good. It was really slow. Stephen King isn't the author that I generally go for, but this book was good. The I Hate My Selfie, I have read this book. I read it in grade 7, but with all the stuff going on with Shane Dawson, I probably should take this off my shelf, but let's ignore that. Too Far, I don't know why I have this. I never read it. Goodreads says that it's awful. Yeah, I should probably take that off my shelf. Starfish, I have read. It was a really good book. The Last Magician, I have not read. Sarah's Key, I haven't read. Stars of Fortune, I haven't read. To All the Boys I Loved Before, I have not read. It is my little sister's book, but I have seen the movie. The Raft, I've read this book so many times, and it's really good, but I haven't read it now that I am older. To Capture What We Cannot Keep, I haven't read. You, I am currently reading. I love the TV series. After, I'm currently reading as well. Pretty good. Not really sure how I feel about it yet. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I'm actually really excited to read this book, but I haven't read it yet. Then I have another Harry Potter ornament. I have Marked, and this book I have read, but Betrayed, Chosen, and Untamed, I haven't read those ones, which are part of this series. It's a vampire finishing school. I don't really know. I don't know. The first book was okay. Okay, so right here I have Breaking Dawn, and I started reading it a few months ago, but I never finished it, so I just haven't put it back. So it's been chilling out beside my bookshelf. Sorry about the shadow. You can see I have my light set up right here, so that's why it's weird. I have The Merciless 1, The Merciless 2. I've read both of these. I liked them when I read them. I think I read them in grade 7 and 8, and they were pretty good when I read them. Looking for Alaska, I have not finished, but I've gotten halfway through it twice. Pretty good. Paper Towns, I've read it. I didn't really like it. I liked the beginning of it, though, like when they were doing their adventures and whatnot. A Series of Unfortunate Events, 1, 2, and 3. This isn't my book, it's my cousin's, but I do want to read it because I read them when I was younger, and I want to read it again. The City of Ember, which is the first book in the series. I started this book, but I never finished it. He's Just Not That Into You. I'm like halfway through the book. I don't think I'm ever going to finish it because it's not something that really interests me. Turtles All the Way Down, I haven't read. An Abundance of Catherines, I haven't read. Divergent, I haven't read. The Good Daughter, I have not read. The Woman in the Window, I have read. Moon Music, I haven't read. I'm not really sure what it's even about. Crazy Rich Asians, I started. The Martian, I also started in grade 10, I think. And the movie was really good, so I expect the book to be really good. The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall, Famous Last Words, and Marie Antoinette Serial Killer. All these books I got when I was in elementary school, or middle school, whatever you want to call it. And this book I almost finished and I never completed it, and it was pretty good. Famous Last Words I never read. I have it though. Marie Antoinette Serial Killer, this book I've actually read 3 times, and it's actually a really good book. P.S. I Like You, I have not read it. The reason I got this book is because when I was younger, I used to only read horror books and thriller and stuff, and my mom's like, why can't you just read any happy books? So I got this book, and yeah, end of story, I never read it. Zit Face, I got this when I was younger, and I've actually read it a lot. It's really small, really short, but it's actually a really good book. So I have The Notebook, and I have not read that. Romeo and Juliet, haven't read it. Talking as Fast as I Can, because I'm obsessed with Gilmore Girls. I started it twice, and I never finished it. Smile and Sisters, these 2 are graphic novels, and I've read them both. Vampire Diaries, this is the first and second one. I haven't read it, but I love the TV series. Boy in the Striped Pajamas, I have read, and it was okay. Sharp Objects, I have not read. 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed. I have read all 3 of these books. I love them. If you watch any of my other videos, I talk about them all the time. Probably too much. Then I have this little squishy chicken. I have Grey, which is 50 Shades of Grey from Christian Grey's perspective. I have not read this yet because I just got it last month. A Little Life I haven't read, but I expect some tears when I read it. Alright, so I have Life of Pi, and I haven't read it. The Cruelest Month I haven't read. The Brothers Grimm, I have read the ones that I am interested in, and I haven't completely read through it, but it was pretty good. Othello, have not read. Milk and Honey, I got this book. I have read this book. I got this book because it was a trend when I was it was trendy when I was in grade 8. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it. And it is definitely not a book that a little 13, 14-year-old should be reading. So, yeah, let's just say When I read it then, I did not like it at all. The Wide Awake Princess, I think I read this a long time ago, but I never finished it. James and the Giant Peach, I have read half of it, but I never finished it. Legacy of Lies, Don't Tell. I think I started this a billion years ago, and I never finished it. I don't know how to even say that. I thought it looked cool at Chapters, like, a long time ago, so I got it, and I've never read it. The People of Sparks, this is the second book in the City of Ember series, haven't read it. Attack of the Vampire Weenies, I don't even know why I have this book. Yeah, I've never read this book. Dark Everlasting, I've read so many times. Such a great book. I recommend it to literally everybody. I recommend it to kids, adults. Just read this book. It's so good and it's so short. Charlotte's Web, I've read it a little bit, but I never finished it. Coraline, such a great book. I think it's a good book for any age of reading. Like, there's just some books that are great for any age, and this is one of them. This book, Kira's Secret and Kira's Quest, both of these are signed because they are my great aunt's friend. She wrote these, and I used to be obsessed with mermaids. I still am obsessed with mermaids. My favorite Disney character, princess, is Ariel, of course. Anyway, I have these two books. I've read the first one, have not read the second one. Lizzie's Story, I haven't read. The Postcard Killers, I haven't read. Gone Girl, I haven't read, but I'm actually really excited to read it because apparently it's great. The Turn of the Key, I have not read it. Also excited to read this book. Pride and Prejudice, I have not read. A Clockwork Orange, I haven't read. The Problem Child, I haven't read. The Hobbit, I have read, but this is an older copy and I don't want to, like, mess with it. Pet Cemetery, I've started it, but I never have finished it. Always and Forever, I haven't read. A Suitable Vengeance, I haven't read. Legacy, I haven't read. Macbeth, I haven't read. Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl, I started it, but I haven't finished it yet. I do plan on reading it sometime in the future. The Dreaming Tree, I haven't read, but my dad read the series when he was young, and he said it was really good. I'm actually not sure what number this is in the series. And I have The Shining, I haven't read it. The movie was okay, don't hate me. The movie was Stephen King, like I said earlier, is not my all-time favorite author. His writing's a little slow for me. So this is my second to last shelf, and this doesn't really have much on it. I have Red Lily, haven't read. Four Blind Mice, haven't read. Along Came a Spider, haven't read. And Forbidden Falls, I haven't read. And then I also have a little fresh balsam candle. This is my favorite candle of all time from Bath & Body Works. And I thought it looked, like, cute. Oh, it's dusty. I thought it looked really cute, but I had it in my Harry Potter stuff because it's kind of Harry Potter-esque. I also have this book that's my nanny's. It's No Bad Dogs. I've scanned through it. I've read a few chapters. The teachings of it is kind of outdated. Anyway, I have my world map puzzle. I don't have all my puzzles here because I have them on top of the fridge in our suite because I don't have enough room for all my puzzles. And then down here, it's kind of a mess. It's a Funko Disaster. These I got from, if it'll focus, there we go. These I got from a advent calendar last year. Anyway, I think they're really cute, but I have nothing to, like, nowhere to put them. Then I have two book sleeves for my Twilight books. Over here I have some more puzzles. I have one underneath here, a Harry Potter one. And then I have some other ones. Like I said, I have more, but they're not all here. This is my bookshelf from top to bottom, and I do have a lot of stuff in the way. Like, my room's really messy right now because I was on a little trip, but I'm pretty pleased with how my bookshelf looks currently. These books I also have. These are all the Dark Diary books, and most of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Awesome, that's me, by the way. Then I have a few other kids' books, but I don't want these on my shelf because they're a little young for me, even though I have so many kids' books on my other shelf. Okay, so that is my bookshelf, and it is a bit messy. It does have quite a few books that I never plan on reading, which I should probably get rid of sometime. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry I haven't been posting very much. I've been quite busy. It's the end of summer. So my family has been trying to pack in a whole ton of different things to do. Also, I got a new phone, so the camera quality is kind of showing too much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!